What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Cantina Jargon. It is me, Joe, with Jargon, joined by Caden with Cantina Talk,
What's
as
going on?
always. Yep, and we are back at it again. We have a lot of Star Wars news this past week, which is awesome because things have been really slow up until now. I mean, ever since I'd say ever since Ahsoka ended, it's been completely quiet.
Yeah, I think there was like maybe one or two things like the week after, and then that was like I think it was just like the numbers, and then it was just dead. It's been like
Right.
dead ever since.
Yeah. So, and I think a lot of us were wondering, well, with the strikes and everything, the acting strikes and the writing strikes, when things were going to go into production again. Because I
Yeah,
know that Andor season 2 got paused. We're now hearing that that's going to complete sometime in the summer, which is good. Um, and then we didn't know anything about Mandalorian season 4. We didn't even know up until this week if Ahsoka was getting a second season, which is kind of crazy.
I mean there was some stuff in October that came out that they were going to be filming in Pinewood Studios and no longer in LA for Ahsoka season 2, and that
I
was in
heard that.
October. But that was like the last thing we heard for Ahsoka. Besides, like obviously, like the numbers not performing well.
Do we think it's possible though that the Pinewood Studios is actually going to be the movie instead? I just wonder if there's like if that's a real leak or if there's like some confusion.
Well, with all the articles we have to share tonight too, one of them was saying that Ahsoka season 2 will be coming out before Dave's movie,
Right.
so it'll be leading up to it,
It's
along with Mando
interesting.
season 4.
Yeah. I just think about like so when Book of Boba Fett was being filmed, there was a lot of confusion that season 3 of The Mandalorian is being filmed. We now know that's because of the episodes that were just strictly Mandalorian episodes.
Yeah, just Mando
But
being there.
yeah, people were like, "No, we think like a lot of the leaks were saying Mandalorian season 3 was already being filmed, which it wasn't. It was just Book of Boba Fett." So, there's a lot of I think because a lot of the crossover with the characters, they
Yeah,
can make it kind of hard for leakers to tell what's really being filmed where. You know what I mean? I mean, Ahsoka could or Hera and Sabine could easily show up, or not maybe Sabine, but Hera and Ezra
yeah.
could easily show up in this Mando movie.
I
And
think that's how it'll happen. That'll probably happen.
Hera's got to be in it.
Like,
Hera and
yeah,
Zeb.
like that's yeah.
Right, with the New
Well, in Zeb
Republic.
too, because I've seen that they have that connection now too with Adelphi Squad.
Right, right. That's exactly what I'm thinking. But let's take a look at the article. So the movie is supposedly called The Mandalorian and Grogu. I'm not sure about that that
I mean, it's a
title.
little on the nose, but
Yeah, right. The Mandalorian and Grogu. All right. Well, here it is. It's coming to theaters. Production's going to start this year. Also, probably what we're hearing is June.
yeah, I thought it was summer. Like, yeah, around like
Yeah.
the May June.
Yep, yep. So, I mean, that's awesome because to me, that tells me we probably get this like Christmas 2025.
I was gonna say maybe like early, like quarter 3 2026, like February.
You
That's
think
what I was thinking for celebration.
2026? You think they wait
Yeah,
until
because
2026?
I got it. Like it'll either be Christmas 2025 or like maybe like really early 2026. I feel like it would like because they'll have the movie released around celebration if they time it right.
If they do a celebration in 2026, because we know that they're skipping 2024 for celebration, and then they're doing
That's true.
2025 in Japan. Now they could potentially just be on like an every 2 year kind of situation.
If that is the case, that sucks. I
Oh,
like
I
that
agree.
sucks.
Yeah, it sucks if that's the case, but if that is the case, then I think 2025 is perfect because they have
Yeah.
celebration in April, I think, or May, and then you get that first trailer dropped,
Well,
and people are pumped for like December when the movie comes out.
but then like how would that work then though? With like obviously like Ahsoka season 2 has to come out before then. Like because Ahsoka season 2 has to come out before Mandalorian season 4 because that'll lead into the movie.
I need to like visualize this timeline,
Yeah,
right? I mean, I'm
because
like,
yeah. So Mando,
so so this movie is going into production this year, 2024.
yeah, they're probably like I
Ahsoka
guarantee.
is currently in development, which means they're not going into production anytime soon. They're basically doing concept art and writing still.
I just like if because with one of the things essentially, I believe it said that like Ahsoka season 2 will come out before Dave's movie. So if unless there's like gonna be like a year gap in between the finale, of Mando season 4, then I don't know how they're gonna do that.
Let's
I
look at
just don't know.
let's look at some of the other news. Let's look at some
Yeah,
of
I
the
don't
other
know.
news. So Mandalorian season 4 allegedly is still happening, right?
Yeah,
It's going to be 6 episodes, and the finale is going to be this movie.
it's gonna be like the precursor. Yeah,
They would have to film. They would have to film the 6 episodes before they film the movie,
yeah,
or at the same time, basically.
I'm assuming they'll do it back to back, but I mean, I'm just trying to look at it like what Marvel did with Endgame and Infinity War, how they're both filmed at the same time, back to back. Actually,
Right.
Endgame was filmed first before Infinity War.
Hmm.
But I feel like with this, it's gonna be like, yeah, it's starting in 2024. I feel like it's gonna be a long production, and I don't want them to push it out in 2025 because the VFX will be rushed, and it won't look as good because I know for a fact like it'll look off with things.
Yeah, I'd say that's definitely. We don't want them to rush anything, obviously. I mean, because we've seen that before, and it
Yeah.
looks terrible. But,
Shield. Sorry.
yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's still like if they film it, and how long does it take to film a movie though? 3-4 months.
Anywhere from
Mando movie.
three. I mean, if I'm thinking like a normal movie, anywhere from probably 4 to 6, maybe to 8 months. 8 months being long.
8 months
Like,
would be really long for a
'cause-
movie that they're going to use the volume. You already
Yeah.
know they're going to. They have all the set pieces already built because of all the other seasons.
I was just thinking like 8 months because like we don't know how long this movie's gonna be. I hope it's not just 2 hours because that 2 hours will go by quick. I want it to be at least like 2.5, pushing to maybe 240.
I would love
248 is my perfect number. That's like
yeah.
that's where I want it.
I would love for it to be 2.5. But I feel like because it's Disney, we're gonna be under 2.5.
I just don't want it to be like because it's 6 episodes. I just don't want it to be like 2 like 7 and 8 episodes crammed together. Like I don't want.
I don't think it's gonna be. I'll be honest. I'm not sure. I believe like this is the report, right? It's season 4 will be 6 episodes long. Finale.
It's a
will be,
rumor. It's not like officially official, but I mean,
it's coming from Making Star Wars. He's like been
That's-
really, really reliable.
that's
in the
also what I'm
past.
saying.
So
Like,
yeah,
I like whenever stuff like this comes out, I always take it to like yeah, this is gonna happen. But I always keep in the back of my mind like it is a rumor, so if it doesn't fully pan out, like it's to be expected.
right. I still just that's what I'm saying. I still think there's a possibility because they're filming this movie in the summer. I still think there's a possibility that we're not getting a season 4. Like it's being replaced by this movie, which was what the initial reports were.
But then they went back in the reports though too, and saying that Mando was gonna get a season 4 though as well. Like the entire time, like it's been just like a game of like going back and forth. Like it almost makes me think like maybe they don't even know what they want to do. I mean, it would be cool to
like
get 6
Lucasfilm
episodes.
has no idea. Like they're just like, let's just see what happens or what.
like unless like all the reports are just nothing, but like it just seems like it's a mix of like both. Like they want to do like season 4 and then a movie, or they want to do a movie and not do season 4, or they're doing both. Like it's kind of all over the place, and I would be fine with honestly either one. The movie and and season 4 would be my pick though.
I mean, no, that's my choice too.
Yeah.
More content is always going to be my choice when it comes to Star Wars. But I think there's an opportunity because let's look at season 3, for instance. Within the season 3, there's a great story of retaking Mandalore.
Yeah, and
there's just a lot of fluff and like unnecessary content. If you condensed it down to a 2-hour movie, it could be great. I think.
Yeah, no, like if
all the budget spent on those 2 hours, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Honestly, if they got rid of maybe 2.5 episodes of season 3, it would have been top tier.
Right.
Obviously, it probably wouldn't replace season 2 because of Luke, but like,
right.
It would have been top tier. But also too, we gotta look at this as well. Ahsoka was in theaters as well, so I think they were testing it for this. If I really had,
I think you're probably right.
They were testing the waters to see how that would like work and if it would work.
Right.
I mean, I wish I got to see it in theaters. That'd be sick.
I would have definitely gone and saw the episode 5 in theaters like they were doing. So I yeah, I'm like, part of me thinks, well, let's go to the other news here. So, yeah, I mean, this is so interesting. Oh,
Oh,
oh, okay. I don't want your app. Open image in new tab. Let me just close out whatever that is. Okay, so the movie was made a priority during the strikes. That makes sense because
yeah,
they were
I
running
would
out of time
yeah.
to figure out what they were going to do. Could lead to sequel films if successful. Sure, more
And
Mandalorian
yeah,
films.
that like just want to clarify for everyone. That's not like Mando going to the sequels. That's just like a Mando and Grogu 2. That's not
Yeah,
like
right,
like
right,
jumping to the sequels.
right. Dave Filoni is helping write the script. Makes sense.
Yeah,
His character is going to be in it. Season 4 scripts are all written, but unclear if it will happen. See, this
and
is
that's
where
the
I'm
Hollywood
like,
Reporter. That's why I'm like,
yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, I I just don't know. I mean, like, are they so the movie script is different from whatever season 4 would have been, then I definitely still want season 4 if that's the case.
I think it's like I think they have the story for the movie, but they wrote stories leading up to it with season 4. But they're like, but the movie could go without those. Like they have them there to like build,
Mhm.
like have those building blocks instead of just jumping right to it. But if they need to just jump right to it, it's done. That's I think that they did with it. Like John made the script to where like all the extra time can be spent during the show to fill in all those plot points and stuff, so that we just get right into the action with the movie.
Yeah, I mean, the
Because you gotta
movie
think,
I this is my ultimate dream, right? This is the way I'd love to see it go down. First 6 episodes is Mando and Grogu, like, hunting down, like, Imperial remnants that aren't necessarily important ones,
I'd
and,
want it to
like
be Pelion. I'd want Pelion to
well,
be hunting down.
I think that's kinda what happened, like, that's what it leads to,
Yeah,
right? So, like, the final one, they're like, "Okay, there's this guy Pelion, like, we're hearing rumors of, him working with this Grand Admiral that we think is gone. We need you to go check it out, blah, blah, blah." Movie, boom. It's like him on the hunt for Thrawn, and he's gonna get his ass kicked,
oh
obviously.
yeah, I just had a light bulb moment too. What if they just have him go after the Shadow Council? And the last
What
one is because he already got Gideon.
is
Gideon's gone.
is Pelion, yeah, right,
Yeah,
the last one's Pelion. That's what I'm saying, like, the first 6 episodes is, like, him just getting rid of the rest of the Shadow Council. Maybe not Hux, obviously, because
yeah.
of the tie-ins, but
Senator Ziono too is gonna have to make his escape to Hosnian Prime.
right, right, of course.
Or not
So,
Ziono. Yeah, no, Ziono's. What am I talking about? Yeah, yeah.
well,
That was separate.
Senator Ziono's fine. He's safe with the New Republic, yeah. Um That's
Yeah,
what I think, like, the dream is, though, is, like, the movie is definitely him on a mission to find Pelion and Thrawn,
yeah,
and, I it's gotta have Boba Fett, like, the rumors were that Boba Fett was gonna be in season 4 anyway,
yeah.
because they were building a Slave One cockpit for the production.
Okay, I kind of have like a feeling with this. So season 1 was Din's story. Season 2 is more of Grogu's story. Season 3 is Bo. Maybe season 4 will be Boba.
We
Like,
already got a Boba show, though.
well, yeah, no, but like I'm saying, like having him come back and have a more crucial part in the story for this, and
Yeah,
having him
yeah.
like being like the Talon Card, for example, like having making Boba have like a big role in this section
He's gotta play a role, man.
because
He's
now that
got
he's a
to
crime
be
lord
in this
of like
movie.
he's the daimyo of Tatooine, so he's gotta and
Yeah,
Mando is out in the Outer Rim doing all these missions for the New Republic, so he's probably gonna have to go
right.
to Tatooine. I would not be surprised if he has to go back. Although I'd want to stay off of Tatooine because we've been there for so much recently.
I don't hate Tatooine. Everyone's got like this like whole thing of like, oh, we see too much Tatooine. Like, if Boba's running Tatooine, like, I want to see that. I want to see like what he's doing on Tatooine. I don't mind
Well, yeah,
it.
that's like
I
to
don't
me that's
need all
fine.
the callbacks to like the Lars home or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need
Yeah,
all that. But I want to see what Boba's doing on Tatooine. I want to see him run the underworld.
I'm talking more of like Pelly and the
Yeah, it's
the
like we're
scooter
visiting
game.
the
Like,
same old place over and over again. I get
yeah,
what you
I just want
mean.
like those things to move on and to get like if we can get new locations in Tatooine, I'm all for it. I just want like
Yeah.
I just I don't know. After rewatching season 3, I just really am starting like to get annoyed by uh Pelimoto. I don't know why. Like I was just like, all right, like
Yeah,
she's just everywhere.
she's whatever. I want to
Like,
see if we're going to Tatooine. I want to see Boba and I want to see Cobb Vanth. That's what I want to see.
yeah, because he's gonna be
He's alive. I mean,
Yeah,
he's definitely alive. So we'll see.
I think Boba will probably take him on as like Fennec's right hand, and Cobb's his left.
That'd be sick if he'd do that. I don't know. I mean,
I mean,
man, there's so many possibilities on the Boba side of things. Like, it just shocks me that that came out in what, 2021 or
yeah, because
2022?
2020 was Mando season 2, so Boba was after that. It was in between.
It came out actually like December 2021.
Yeah.
So it was mostly aired in 2022.
Yeah,
It was a
because
whole year after
Kenobi
Mando
was right
season 2.
after that.
Yeah. So, but we're going on now. I mean, 2 years of no Boba.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, was
I
Mando
don't know.
season 1 because Mando season 1 came out Christmas time as well. Like I think it was like October or November.
2019 was Mando season 1. November 2020 was Mando season 2. And then December 2021 was
That's such a
Boba.
quick turnaround. Holy shit! I didn't
I
realize.
mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, they can knock out a whole season in a year. Like, you don't think that a movie that goes into production this summer will be ready by December of 2025? I think it definitely will be.
I'm just looking at like
That's
how
a
their
year and a
track
half.
record has been recently with Disney and Marvel together, with them trying to quickly cram these out and get these out. Like,
Yeah, we don't want it to be like that. We don't want it to
that's
be
the thing. Like, I want to take their time.
Love and Thunder or something like that. So
yeah.
Or an Ant-Man. I don't want that.
I didn't mind Ant-Man. The only thing is I could very much tell that they were using the volume. Like, I could just like
the sets were bad.
Yeah, that was
bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
not enough Bill Murray to save that one. And that department.
No, but that was the best scene in the movie when they went into that bar and he was in there. Let's see what else we got. So Ahsoka season 2 will release before Dave Filoni's movie. That doesn't mean it's coming out before the Mando movie, though. So we could still get Mando season 4, Mando movie, then Ahsoka season 2, then Dave Filoni's Heir to the Empire.
I kind of just grouped the two movies together and didn't really think about it. So that makes more sense.
These are two separate movies, and we know they're two separate movies because even in the Star Wars article, it does say that like the other feature development slate includes films helmed by Charmine, James, and Dave right here. So Dave's movie's still happening. It's just separate from this.
I don't know why in my head that I was like, oh, this is the same movie, because it's not. Like, I knew it wasn't, but I was like,
right. This is not like I still think Dave's movie is called Heir to the Empire. I still think it is.
So then with that then I would definitely can see after Mando stops filming and everything, and like when they're done filming for the movie in season 4, that's when Ahsoka will ramp up to come out the following year for 2026.
I think 2026 we get Ahsoka. Maybe even like around May, 2026 for Celebration if they do the Celebration.
Yeah, I was gonna say either that or we might even get like an August release again.
Yeah,
depending on. I guess it all really depends on when they start filming.
Yeah, I know, but if they start filming at the end of 2024, we definitely get it in 2026. Even if they start filming at say beginning of 2025, we probably get it in 2026.
Yeah, because when Daredevil Born Again and Rangers started filming, it was in the middle of the summer. Oh no, sorry, they started filming in February of 2022, and they stopped in the middle of the summer with strikes. That was supposed to come out February 2024.
That's a long.
Oh no! Sorry, February of last year.
2023.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was going to be an entire 1 year turnaround for 19 episodes.
That's a lot of episodes. Most of these shows do have a 1 year turnaround, though. I mean, look at, like we said, Mando came out in November 2019 and then November 2020. So,
but do you think they filmed them back to back though? Or
no, they didn't. They didn't.
They didn't.
They didn't. No. And then the same with Boba. So Boba came out the very next year after Mando, though, and they started filming Boba after Mando season 2 was over because they didn't even announce Boba until Mando season 2 was over.
Yeah, because it was the post-credit scene. That was the announcement.
That's right, and it said in there December 2021 or whatever, because that was like, hey, a year from now you're gonna see this. By the way.
Yeah, because when Tamara finished, he posted the Polynesian spa video when he said he was away for several months filming Book of Boba.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and I think that was in like August, maybe. was when he posted
Yeah,
that,
I
or
mean,
like July. So yeah,
I think because of the volume, because these sets like are already built, most of them, they can just the turnaround is quick on these shows. I mean, it's gonna be different for a movie. I hope it gets more of the like the Andor treatment, you know?
yeah, I really do.
Yeah, I really hope it gets more, especially Andor's special effects were out of this world. I mean,
Yeah,
it looked movie quality. It looked like Rogue One, you know?
I was gonna say, yeah, like when the TIE fighters were getting ready during the ceremony,
Mhm.
like that was like visually stunning. Like
Oh,
that
yeah.
like that was more like to me that was better than like all of Rogue One, like visually wise anyway. Like it just I don't know, it just felt perfect.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I think but didn't Andor have, like, a long, long post-production?
I think you're right about that. Hang on.
I don't know when they stopped filming. Yeah, I was trying to look too. I don't know when they stopped filming season 1 and when it actually came out. I think it was a long time
Okay,
from my understanding.
so
So,
Andor season 1 wrapped production September of 2021, and then aired September 2022.
wow, so only a year of post-production. But that's
But
longer than Mando has for post-production.
they also could have started like they could have filmed like the big things first and started like the VFX work on those immediately, after filming,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
movies shoot things out of order all the time. So at least
That's why I think that comment right there, though, that movies shoot things out of order is the reason I think it's possible that if we're getting season 4 of Mando, like a true season 4 plus the movie, they could just be filming at the same time and we wouldn't know any different. You know what I mean?
like it's like when Infinity War was announced and everything was gonna be Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2. All the leaked set photos and stuff was from Endgame.
Right, like all that
Like
final battle, yeah, from the
yeah, because
Endgame,
it was all
basically.
like new like Tony and Scott and Captain America in New York. Those are the first
Right.
leaked set photos, and that was from that was from Endgame. So
Right, I mean, their schedules only permit a certain way, and I think we gotta think about Pedro here, dude.
dude, he
This movie, like, this movie is obviously I also think one of the reasons they're like, "Okay, let's do this as a movie," is because that's how they're getting Pedro Pascal to come back and, like,
yeah,
be
that's
in this role.
because he dropped out of another film to come for this too. So
Right.
like
Like, he is not gonna pass up being the star of the first Star Wars film back in over 5 years. He's not
no,
passing that up.
no, there's no shot.
Like, if it's a TV show, sure, he'll just be like, "I'll dub it in, whatever, it's fine." But this is, like, a Star Wars movie we're talking about, and it's the first one in over 5 years. Like, he is definitely going to be in this, and that helmet's coming off. 100% the helmet's coming
And
off.
that's how I feel with Fantastic Four as well. It's going to be 10 years, or no, it'll be 11 years since the last
More,
one.
yeah.
That's easily why he was like, yes, like I will do this, because he knows how big it'll be. Like,
Yeah.
same thing with The Last of Us. I know for a fact the second he read that script, he was like, yeah, it's like, all right, yeah. Like,
Yeah, I mean, Last of Us, so he's I don't wanna spoil anything for anyone, never mind.
I mean, he won't,
I don't
have the
know
longest film time.
and I don't know when season 2 starts filming, and I don't know how the story is being broken up over the next few seasons, but he's gonna be in it, so I think they're gonna try to start filming this film before he starts filming Last of Us.
February 12th, 2024 is when it starts filming.
So, fuck that, I guess they're not.
But I'm
So,
assuming, look,
Last of Us starts filming, maybe they'll be done filming Last of Us by time he is ready to film Mando
they'll be
movie.
done probably by July for Last of Us, probably.
Yeah,
At least
probably true.
Pedro will be done before Star Wars Celebration. I guarantee it. Like,
There is no
or not
celebration.
Celebration. Sorry, like I always associate May with Celebration. Because
Yeah,
like, the entire month to me, I'm like that's Star Wars month. But he should be done
right,
filming
I
probably
know.
by May, or at least June.
Well, I think they're gonna the rumors they're gonna start filming the movie in June, and I think you're right. I think Last of Us probably wraps around May or June, and then he's gonna be available because he canceled that other movie he was about
Yeah,
to do.
Weapons. I think it's
So
called.
yeah, so he's definitely going to be in this movie. I mean, 100%. They needed to make this a movie to get him to come back and like make it a priority because he wasn't making the TV. There should have been
No,
a helmet off scene in season 3, and there wasn't.
no, yeah, and I think he's just like he knows like with the show anyway he could take the lesser role because you have Latif and you have Brendan Wayne. Like
Right.
he
I mean, you
doesn't.
have guys
Yeah,
that can carry it. Yeah.
he doesn't have to be there, so he won't. He'll take other things where he can make more money. which is understandable. But
Yeah. I mean, I want to see Tim. I want to see Pedro, and
I
I
feel
don't
like
know. I mean, what else do you want to like? So let's say this movie is The Hunt for Thrawn. What do you want to see? I mean, what in
Talon
chat?
Card.
What do you want to see? You want to see Talon Card.
Well, you got to think if he's going out
I
and
mean,
hunting all these Imperials, like I would want at least that connection to be brought in before the movie, or going into the movie or in the movie, because how else like Mando's been going after these people is in need all these information. Who else would he get the information from besides Boba or I don't even know if you
yeah.
could say Grief Cargo can give the information at this point.
No, I mean Talon is awesome, dude. If they actually brought in Talon,
If Dave
I'm
helped with
gonna
the
lose
script,
it.
he's just gonna be there. I'm waiting for the Ian McShane casting. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, if we get Talon Card in the shows or the movie, and you're right, he's a perfect underworld, like he's an information broker. He knows everything. So he's the perfect guy to he's the perfect guy to kind of bring in and be like to help with this hunt for Imperials. I mean, he just
Yeah,
is.
I
So
mean Crimson Dawn is pretty much, at least as far as we know, is done. Like there's nothing with Crimson Dawn anymore. So it's the Pikes, and
right.
that's
Well,
like in
according
the
to the
hut.
comics, yeah, according to the
Yeah,
comics, they're done. So yeah, I think that'd be sick. I mean, I'm all for it. I still want to see, and this might sound crazy, but I think the number one person I want to see in the movie is Han.
yeah. I just want to hear. Hey, kid. Like,
Well,
yeah,
I think because the New Republic stuff is gonna ramp up, especially on the militaristic side of the New
yeah.
Republic. Hera, Zeb,
I could really see Leia getting outed as Vader's daughter in this too.
oh, when Thrawn does that, because it's coming eventually.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. And is it going to be in Dave's movie, or is it going to be Anna John's to give it as a cliffhanger?
Yeah. Oh man, that'll be so sick. But I mean, I just don't know if they're gonna go there with Leia yet. I don't know because of Carrie. Whereas, Harrison
Yeah.
Ford has been doing some younger, I mean, deep fake through Indiana Jones. He did the Captain America movie.
I think I can't see Harrison wanting to walk back on set though. Like I could see Harrison being like, okay, but at the same time, he showed up for Rise, and he said he was done after 7. He was not coming back. And he showed up for Rise, so like, it's possible. But
you know who I
Ellen
think could
Ehrenreich,
talk him into it. You know who I think could talk him into it? Mark. I think if
Mark would be the only one to be able to.
right, but Mark, one of the things Mark hates the most about what happened with the sequels is that he didn't get to have a scene with Harrison Ford.
Yeah,
So
the old 3 that were never together. Like,
right. So like that's his biggest like regret about the sequels. And I think he could talk Harrison into coming back for at least a couple scenes. And I really want the Boba Harrison scene. That is like,
yeah.
and honestly, if it's a recast of Han, fine, great. I'm happy
I
with
was
that
just gonna
too.
say, like,
I want the Boba Han scene is what I want though. That's what I want.
if Harrison is there though, they're gonna have to deepfake Luke and deepfake Leia. They're not gonna be able to just recast like one of them. It's either all or none. I can't like people
I agree.
will get really pissed off if they just do like if Harrison's back, but Mark isn't. Obviously, like
Right. Well, they've perfected Mark's deepfake, if you ask me. I mean, it looks perfect. So
I mean, I guess Carrie's deepfake is the only one that has to like be.
I mean,
developed.
it should be her daughter. I mean, just
Yeah, that's what I
respectfully,
think, too.
it should be.
And I think, yeah, and because remember the report about Alden Ehrenreich coming back to Star Wars, and it
Yeah,
was just
that
never
was-
like it was back in July, and it was just never elaborated on.
Right.
So he could have been signing the contract for this movie then.
It's very possible. I mean, that's the thing with Lucasfilm. They're so secretive. We have no idea how long this stuff has been in the works, like at all.
I mean,
We have
obviously,
no
like,
clue.
Ahsoka is since 2019 with
Right.
Rosario.
I mean,
anyway,
yeah. I mean, and we didn't get Ahsoka till 2023.
yeah, and it was announced. What was it? 2020? Or
Yeah, they
like,
announced it.
yeah,
Announced it at the Investor Day 2020. So, I mean,
that was wild. Yeah, I remember when that
the
came out,
other
I was freaking out.
the whole incredible thing that we don't even understand yet is like Skeleton Crew. Like we know nothing about Skeleton Crew, which
Yeah.
somehow ties in to this Mandoverse.
Honestly, I think that might be scrapped tying in wise anyway. I think this might just be its own lone story at this point.
I was thinking the same thing. I think it's very possible that like we're gonna get it and it's gonna wrap up at the end of the season, and that's it. It's just gonna be like, okay.
I think it's gonna be like Kenobi, where it's like a one-off. Like we're not gonna get any continuation.
Well, we know there's Mando characters in it, though. We know Vane's in it at least.
Yeah,
but he might. You're right. He might just like not be important.
Where's all this other news for it then? Like, I feel like there should be so much more news coming out about Skeleton Crew over these other things. Like, I could do me wrong. I'm so happy we got all this news, but there's been it's like been silent on Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I
Skeleton Crew is like the biggest mystery of all of what's happening in this Mandoverse era. I think you're probably right. I think it's probably just been the other issue you have, right? If you bring in 6 different shows and try to tie them into a movie, you're just gonna have way too many damn characters. I don't want a movie with 20 characters. I'm sorry, but like Endgame worked because it's Marvel. This is not Endgame. Like this is Star Wars. And in the end of the day, I don't need to see Hera, Sabine, Ezra, Ahsoka, Luke, Han, Mando, Bo-Katan, Boba Fett. Like, what are they all going to be able to do? You know what I mean?
There's gonna be too many places for them to fit in. Like it's
right. It's just too much. It's too much if you ask me. So I mean I'd be fine with Skeleton Crew being its own thing because there's supposedly a Jedi in Skeleton Crew. What's his
supposed to be
face?
Jude Law.
Jude Law. Yeah, Jude Law is playing a Jedi. So are we getting another one yet? Like,
and how many Jedi can really like realistically? How many Jedi is it going to take down Thrawn? You really only need one, which is Luke. But you get Luke, Mara, Ahsoka, Ezra, Sabine. Like,
yeah, if we get Mara and if we get
Jason,
I mean, we don't even know. I mean, Jude Law's character could be Kyle Katarn. I'm just saying,
I would be
possible.
I would rather.
Really, you don't think it's a good fit?
No.
No. I mean, I don't think
after Captain Marvel. No.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
He can just stay to being like a smuggler. Like I would rather somebody way different be Kyle Katarn.
Kyle Katarn. I just think it's very possible in Skeleton Crew because, and I think I've said this before on here, but because we don't know anything about the show, or like we haven't really heard anything, I think they're gonna have to bring in some familiar characters so that people get like enticed to watch it.
Well, that's true, but as well, like look at like Ahsoka. A lot of people are upset that you had to watch Clone Wars and Rebels to understand what was going on. So like that's something like when you're saying like you can't bring in all these other characters because no one's like gonna watch some of these shows.
Right. Not everyone who watches Mandalorian is gonna watch Skeleton Crew. In fact, probably only half the people. That's just like Ahsoka. You know what I mean? Quickly, you have the casuals and then you have the diehards.
Yeah, and
go ahead though.
The casuals are slowly dying out too.
Basically, yeah.
But with Kyle Katarn, even though Timothy Olyphant is already Cobb Vamp, he was who I would want to play. Did I say Talon? Sorry, I meant
Kyle Katarn. You said Kyle Katarn the first time, yeah. That ship has sailed, yeah. Unfortunately,
but like that's the one person I'd be like, yeah, like give it, yeah, like pay him whatever you need to pay him. Like that's perfect.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'd have to think about who else could be Kyle Katarn because I would love to see Kyle Katarn. I'd love to see. I mean, Mara.
I would love Kyle Katarn to be an unknown actor too.
I think Star Wars needs to get back to that a little bit, hiring unknown actors.
Like Eumonnus Fondi was perfect, and he didn't even watch Rebels.
Yeah, right.
He said he didn't watch any of Rebels before playing
Dude,
Ezra,
which is normally Ezra. It's wild.
Yeah, normally I'd be like, no, go watch, do your source material, like figure it out, so you know. But he like was able to do it perfectly without watching it.
Yeah, normally that's a red flag, but no, he did it great. So I mean, he was incredible as Ezra. I mean, the best possible casting I think we could have ever seen. Yeah,
the fact that him and like Taylor Grant sound so similar as Ezra too.
Right. Like their voices, yeah, very very similar.
And even like he even has like the little like winces and like I don't know, like even as like down those facial like motions and stuff is like stuff Ezra would do. Even though it's hard to like see the animation, like how Ezra would like look at certain things is how he did it just like naturally.
Right.
It's so cool to see. Like
yeah,
best takeaway of it is him.
Oh yeah, he was great. The only, the only casting I didn't love was Sabine.
Yeah, I mean, to me, she looks a lot like Sabine, and that's really about it.
She's got the look. I don't even know if she has the look, man. I don't know. I just
When her hair was cut, it looked more like
when
Sabine,
it was
like
cut,
to
yeah, when
me.
it was cut, she did look like Sabine. But yeah, I just didn't buy it. And a lot of people said Hera. A lot of people said they didn't like Hera as
I thought
or
she was
Mary
perfect.
Elizabeth Winstead. I thought she was freaking perfect.
Like
She was the voice wasn't identical or anything to
it's
Vanessa
always gonna
Marshall,
sound
but
like her. Like it's always gonna sound like Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I like at least unless she's doing like a French accent for when Hera brings out her um actual voice, then that's really about it. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
and
I think Mary Elizabeth Winstead did fantastic, and she's like the one person I was like, she nailed it. I mean, Thrawn nailed it, obviously, or Lars nailed it as Thrawn.
yeah,
Don Schuster, hey guys, greetings from Austria. Austria.
damn, that's
I was about to do that's it's far away. We're out here in the US. I was about to do a Dumb and Dumber joke. I don't know if you've seen that, but I'll just I'll just let that be. Thanks Don for joining the chat. Anyway, yeah, man, the casting overall was great for Ahsoka.
yeah.
I'm not gonna hate on any of them really. I mean, Sabine did good. I didn't buy it that much from animation to live action.
Yeah, I honestly I can't even say that I'd want the Sabine voice actress to come play her because if you get one of them, just bring them all back. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, no, I mean they got Lars. Hey, they got Lars, man. That's
yeah, but okay, Lars is the exception. Who else besides
like this is
Benedict
a great.
Cumberbatch could do that?
Yeah.
And even then, I think Lars would do a better job because Lars is that character.
See, it's interesting because Lars for the voice, 100%. Benedict, I think would have looked a little bit more like a younger Thrawn. I guess he wouldn't have looked like an older
If they
Thrawn.
do Thrawn with the Chiss Ascendancy in like a show or something, yeah, give it to
Yeah,
Benedict Cumberbatch.
we're never getting that.
Yeah, it's not
We're
happening. I'm just like Thrawn and Anakin on Batu. Like okay, then like yeah, but it's not gonna happen.
sure.
Like you said, like what if maybe, but it's gonna be Lars again. So
Well, let's talk about what if. Let's talk about what if. So the rumor came out that there was this. Is there any way to make this freaking bigger? Unbelievable.
I mean, I guess they're in Mac, so I don't know how to do it, but like on Windows, if you control and then scroll wheel up.
There we go. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. So Disney is reportedly developing a what if version of Star Wars. Do you think this is true?
Oh yeah, no, I think it's I think Disney at this point is just trying to make whatever money they can and cheaply. So this is the great way to do it. Obviously, What If has done amazing with Marvel, so why not? Why wouldn't it work with Star? And we've been saying this for months. Why wouldn't they do it? It's literally a
I
license to
agree.
print money.
Why wouldn't they? But like this is gonna cause some controversy, and the only reason I think so is because like, okay, so are they gonna take the what if stories like from Legends and do them, or are they just gonna make up their own new stories? Like, what if Luke's academy was successful? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I could see it being like that, but also too, Theory already has a great What If videos. Do stuff separate from his, like make your own or take it from Legends. Don't just do like generic like what if Anakin didn't turn to the dark side? Like we've already seen that hundreds of times.
Oh yeah, but that's what it's gonna be. So
There's
so
gonna be stuff with Ray
along,
2 in the sequels. I already know that as well.
oh,
Like,
100%,
going to be.
100%. Yeah.
And
What if Ben Skywalker lived instead of, or not Ben
or what if
Skywalker,
Ben Skywalker
Solo,
didn't turn to the
Ben
dark side or
Solo?
didn't turn to the
Yeah,
light side? Like
it's
like
gonna
like,
be
like
all
the
like,
original plot. Like what if
right.
Kylo Ren stayed evil and got worse and worse?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I want to see what if. I really just want to see Legends content animated, as I've said a million times. That's really the issue here. Is like I just want to see Legends content. I'm not really for spending more money for Lucasfilm on what if versions of the same story. Like you said, we've already seen on YouTube a million times.
Yeah.
What
the
if
fans do it better.
Obi-Wan joined Anakin, or what if Padme joined Anakin?
What if
or
Maul defeated Obi-Wan in Star Wars Rebels? Like
right,
on
right.
Tatooine, like
or even in the Phantom Menace. Like, yeah, it's just like we've seen so much of this already from the
Plagueis
fandom.
comes in Rey's movie. Like it's
right, right. Like So that's why I'm just kind of like, I'd rather see Legend stories, man. If they're gonna adopt Legend stories or portions of them for this What If series, then great, I'm all for it. But otherwise, I don't think I care to see this that much. I just I can already see where it's going. Did you see there was a Lego leak though that like kind of ties to this? Did you see that?
No, I did not.
So Lego, like a lot of their sets leak out early, which is it's
Yeah,
pretty
like
common.
it was a year. Yeah.
Yeah, and we had a recent leak which kind of went hand in hand with this what if rumor basically, and that was that there's going to be a dark Millennium Falcon with an evil Chewie and an evil C3PO and like a white Vader like on it and stuff like that. Um this is a Lego set they're building. They're really making this. This is a fact. Like this isn't a rumor. This is a fact that they're making a dark Millennium Falcon with like an
I
evil
see it. Yep.
Chewie
I just
and
saw it on
that
Reddit.
right, it's a fact.
Yeah.
So that is happening. So it almost that almost lends some proof that the what if series is going to happen. I just don't, I don't know.
Yeah, because they're gonna want people to see it from that to bring in like those buyers, because those sets are like $200. Like,
yeah.
they're gonna want that attached to something that's gonna generate that revenue.
Right. So I think it's very possible we're getting this what if. I can't say. I just once again, Lucasfilm is spending money endlessly on stuff like Visions and now this what if series when we could just be getting Legends animated and we could be seeing the Vong War on screen. Look, imagine the Vong War on screen, man. I'm like, it's crazy.
Imagine the NJO on screen.
That's what I'm talking about. The
Like
new Jedi Order,
like the
seeing them
entire
all.
yeah. I'm not saying like 4 episodes or 6. I'm saying like give us like a 10 to 12 episode arc from start to finish. Like
Dude, there's
episode 6 or
books.
7. Yeah,
There's 19 books. Make it for the next 20 years. I'll watch it all. I'll be sitting there and I'm like freaking 50. I'll be watching it. So I don't care.
I would love that along with too, like, give us if they don't if Dave's movie isn't Heir to the Empire, give us that. Give us that.
Yeah, I know. If it's not, they better, man.
Give us Dark Empire.
They better give us freaking. Yeah. Oh, don't give us Dark Empire. Honestly, if they're gonna animate all of Legends, do it. If they're gonna animate all of Legends, just freaking do it. I was like, read this one.
Yeah. Mike says
sneaking Dark Empire in there again. God damn.
Mike says, we'll miss Balin if season 2 happens. Yeah, I will too, but I genuinely think he'll be recasted for season 2. Because
all right,
like
Mike,
with the picture,
Mike, do you want him to be recasted? Because I do. I
do
want
too.
that Balin story continued. If they abandon it, the show is over. They might as well not even do the show. That was the most intriguing part of the whole show.
I'm gonna say they're not abandoning it just because of like Rosario Dawson also retweeted the tweet, by the way, of the drawing of the like into production where Ahsoka and Sabine are on the finger.
They're standing on the finger. So yeah.
So with that being said, they're going to recast. I know that they're gonna like pay tribute to Ray Stevenson, but they need to recast for this because
it's too important of a story.
He's going to be the new father, at least in my mind. Like at least of Peridea, like he's going to be the new father.
That's pretty wild. But I think,
you're
right. No, I think you're right. Like I think like it's crazy to think like there's gonna be this new, or is Anakin the father?
And
he's the son.
No,
and Ahsoka's
because
the daughter.
You're gonna think Balin fully left his entire agenda the second they got there. Balin instantly was like on his own like path. Like he just said like fuck Shin, like have fun,
like,
see you later.
That's true. He was there for something else entirely. So that's true.
And it was such like a switch. Like I kind of expected it, just not as far as he went though. Like where he was just like, all right, bye, have fun. Like I expected there to be way more of like Balin like teetering and getting like almost how this their brother did to Ahsoka in the Mortis arc, or how he was kind of just slowly picking at her and like getting her to his side, not just Balin just leaving. But I mean, obviously, if he left that quickly, it's very important to the story because he's on his own journey now. He's on his own like
no. There's obviously something very important in his story that we haven't seen yet. So no, I think that's why I think they have to recast him. I think they absolutely have to. But
Gerard Butler would be my main one, honestly.
I'd like that. That would fit. I think the voice would even work pretty well.
That's what
So
I'm saying. I'm like
yeah,
face wise and voice wise, it would be a perfect match. And I think they're
yeah,
almost like
it would
I think
fit.
I think Gerard Butler's also like 6'3".
Oh damn, I didn't realize he's that big.
He's 6'2". Yeah, he's 6'2".
Oh, so he's also imposing. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he can do dark characters. Like
Yeah,
he yeah.
I'd be all for it. That's a great choice, man. I'd be all for it. Um, hard to replace Ray because he did a phenomenal job though.
Yeah. Yeah,
Don
Ray was
Schussel
6'3". So yeah.
says, "Yeah, Ray's huge. Obviously,
So,
dude, that
yeah.
guy is so imposing." Don Schussel says, "Will you speak about Bad Batch season 3 too? I'm so hyped for Mount Tantus. Hopefully, Sabaoth will show up at the end."
Oh my god.
So, oh, don't get me too hyped, man. That's like
That's the golden like cast, like not the cast, the
right,
golden
right.
golden ending there.
So let's talk about Bad Batch season 3. There's a rumor going around that we're gonna get a trailer like this week.
I got notifications on. I'm
Yeah.
waiting for it.
The rumor is that the trailer's coming this week. That's because some of the people who work at Lucasfilm have been tweeting some cryptic stuff out about Bad Batch. I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready. I love the Mount
Yeah.
Tantus storyline with
It's
the
so
cloning.
yeah.
I love that we're getting lore around Tantus.
The fact too that they're splicing DNA from a Zillo beast to make new
Yeah.
armor. That's insane.
It's sick. Yeah, Bad Batch is like
I feel
hardcore
like-
underrated.
And
It's way
I generally,
underrated.
yeah, that's the most like. I can't think of anything else that has more lore, like deep lore stuff like that,
Mhm.
than Bad Batch. And like like Wayland has so much stuff there. I guarantee there's probably like a couple things that like had escaped Tantus like during like the
Right.
process. Like it wasn't just Crosshair who tried. Like we could definitely see the Vornskers. I think, or they'd capture the Vornskers in some way to like sniff out Force sensitives, like to get
Right.
that ability.
Right.
Same thing with like Yuslamari. Like they're
That'd
gonna
be
want
cool if like the Islamari were like genetically engineered there first and then like popped up on
that'd be sick.
on Merkur or something somehow. Like they got moved to Merkur.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't, dude. There's so many possibilities.
Or-
I don't want to get too hyped about it because like it's just Bad Batch, and a lot of times they have a lot of filler episodes. But like this is the final season, and the final season of Clone Wars was fire.
yes. Even,
So,
even with
like-
the filler episodes, like
Yes,
it wasn't that bad. And Bad Batch season 1 had some filler, but it was. I think the premiere of season 1 of Bad Batch, like that first 2 episodes, insane. And with its too, like
Yeah.
I don't want to get hopes up or anything, but almost like the movie Predators, like I could see them putting like the Islamari and the Vornskers on Merkur, and seeing how they would interact with one another, and like seeing how like with these like genetically enhanced beings, like how they would interact, and put like almost like put like Force sensitive like children there, and have them see how they would react to them to test to see if their cloning actually worked
yeah,
in a more environment setting.
yeah.
But
I want to see
it's
some,
Bad Batch. They're probably not going to go that far. I just think that like that's
They
gonna be
might,
sick.
man. I don't know. There's like they could do some crazy shit in Bad Batch. That's the thing. I love that Mount Tantus is like that's the setting now. Like there's gonna be a lot of Tantus in season 3, and it's the final season, so like stuff's gonna go crazy. It's gonna be awesome.
What if Tech is on Tantus, and he's like almost like
Well, I
where
mean-
he's like half like cyborg now. From
He
like,
might
his
be. He
injuries.
might be alive. I'm not gonna count him out just yet. So he
He's
might be
alive.
alive. Yeah, I mean it's Star Wars.
He's got jetpacks on the side of his backpack. He's alive.
Yeah, it's Star Wars. He's probably alive. Let's be honest. Don says Anakin is definitely the father. He is in control of the world between worlds. I think Abeloth, the mother, is calling Balin. See, this is more along the lines of what I was thinking. Like, I think,
and I can get along with that too. I was just saying, as
I
in
don't
like
see Balin being the father. I definitely see Anakin as the father.
I was saying more of Balin being the father, as in like as like a living being currently.
Sure.
But I mean, I guess with the Force, I guess you're like technically like. Okay, I'm gonna take back what I said about Balin being the father. Abeloth, I think this is gonna be our introduction to the mother. Like I think this is how it's gonna happen.
Yeah, Abeloth would be cool. I mean, that's a good like Legends tie-in. So
And it's also like deep though, like too. Like that's it would be sick. But
yeah, I mean, it'd be definitely cool. I think that the mother is definitely going to come into play. I think that that's the only thing that makes sense, right? I mean,
Yeah, because like she could have been like,
who else is
like
calling to Balin?
I mean, the father's dead. I mean, obviously
Yeah,
Anakin. The son is dead. The daughter is Ahsoka. So
right,
who else is outcasted currently? The father outcasted Abeloth to protect the galaxy. So
right. According to legends.
yeah,
So yeah,
could be new canon, but yeah, depending on how they go
honestly,
with it.
they could just walk into like a portal between worlds, and it's just Dark Empire when they get there, like the start of the movie Dark Empire.
Be sick. I'd watch it.
You're just like, what the fuck is happening? The Emperor's back.
It just gives us a better excuse than somehow he returned. Okay, if the leaks about Plagueis being in Rey's movie, if they give something like some sheep like response, like how he's back like that, I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm just here for the ride at this point. Like I'm not gonna walk out. I'm just like, all right, like
It's Plagueis. Somehow he returned.
after 200 years, and like,
Oh my god, man! I don't know. Yeah. I don't,
but yeah,
don't get me started on
Abeloth, I
that,
think is definitely
so.
gonna be at least mentioned, like probably like trying to uncover like because obviously in our like the Star Wars galaxy that we know, not this new one with Heredia, there is no mention of the mother. It's only these three, and I think that
Right.
that they trapped her in like the Peridea galaxy, and they went to this other one so that she can't harm them, and
Yeah,
that
I
she's
think that's the
like
case. Mhm.
kind of like Hela with Ragnarok, how she's like casted to hell.
Mhm.
I think that's kind of how this is gonna play out.
Yeah, I think that that's a cool storyline, man. That would be good. I think you're right. I think it's gonna be if this is a way to get Anakin involved again, though, too. Like it's sick because Anakin can function in this whole like
Yeah,
world between worlds setting. He doesn't obviously he's not alive, so that's fine. But like this could be a way to bring his character back and have some purpose, against the mother in a way.
give us an entire like even though it's Ahsoka, we need Ahsoka there. Give us an entire like episode or two episodes of just Anakin with the world between worlds, like dealing with like Abeloth or anything to do
Yeah.
with like Mortis, because like that's so huge. And I think Peridea was the original Mortis. Obviously, like we already kind of got a hint of that.
That yeah, with the big statues and
Yeah,
everything, I think you're probably right.
that and the Zepho. I think this is where like every like because obviously with the Night Sisters too, like the Great Mothers, everything originated here. I think that when this place was like consumed and like almost destroyed, it was because of Abeloth and everyone left before like their extinction. So they're not going to
Right.
bring that knowledge to the new galaxy with them because they're not going to. I mean, I don't know. I was just thinking like they're going to try to leave that in the past, but with them being here, Ahsoka and Sabine, they're going to find all these artifacts. They're going to find all this information that there actually was a fourth one,
Right.
and
Right.
that's calling to Balin.
What the hell are they gonna do though? They're gonna stay in Peridea? They're gonna leave.
I mean, I think by the end of it, they're probably going to get rescued. But
The threat's still out there then. So maybe they'll come back after the Thrawn campaign or something like that.
or something Thrawn could have a way back now, and Thrawn like from one of the other planets. Maybe Thrawn, maybe that's just where Thrawn gets the Vong, or something like that. Like how I originally like one of my theories was that like Thrawn is out here building his army to come back and take over.
Yeah, that'd be
So
wild.
like
If
I
he
feel
showed
like
up with,
Thrawn will
like,
be
a
back.
Bong army.
Yeah.
Oh,
That'd be sick.
yeah, he might be. That'd be wild if he was just going like back and forth between Peridea and the
I mean,
core
they
galaxy,
can
though.
now with the 9 Super Star Destroyer
The hyperspace thing,
engines.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty
But
wild. Now they have a
how
path
much more
too,
do you,
yeah.
yeah? But how much more do you think those things can take before it's like they're too fried? Because
Right. Well,
obviously,
there's all this. Yeah, we don't know any of that. So
but I mean, but we've
yeah.
seen like how much damage like it causes. Is like it takes time to recharge to jump again. They can't just like
Right.
jump and then jump a second time. Like they're gonna have to
Takes
take
time.
downtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Takes time.
I mean, how many more like I'm gonna say like intercontinental jumps do you think the damaged Chimera can do? Like I feel like eventually it's not gonna work out. It's not gonna be like 100%.
Right. Right.
I'm really interested though about these Great Mothers and everything with Dathomir.
I mean, I think I like it. We've talked about it many, many times, but there definitely are no Gree replacement here.
Yeah.
The same exact story. It's a story as old as time. The Empire is really the ones who destroyed Dathomir, but they don't believe it's the Empire. They blame the Jedi. This is literally the Nogri story in
Yeah.
just a different way, and that's fine. I'm cool with it. Because Dathomir is awesome. There's a lot of lore there too, so there could,
Yeah.
there's
And
a
it
lot
ties
that can
into
happen.
everything. Like everything
Right,
roots from this.
right.
Also, too, I could definitely see like Gabarak being almost like maybe like one of the Great Mothers is not so like disillusioned, but has like runs into like Leia, or maybe not even Leia, maybe like Ahsoka or something, and they
Mm-hmm.
talk, and then she starts making one of them realize like what's going on, and that's how like they form a
Oh yeah,
relationship, and then they turn on her and start firing down upon the city. Like I could see that like the Great Mother is like playing mind games almost with her.
yeah, that'd be cool, man. There's a lot. Just a lot of ways it can go. I don't know. I mean, we could sit here and speculate all day on that, probably. So I'm like, I think it's going to be
Yeah,
similar to the Leia story, though, with the
I
Nogu.
do
I think
too.
it's gonna be similar. That's what I think. And even if it's not Leia, even if it is Ahsoka, or maybe it's Hera. It could be Hera
Yeah.
for all we know.
I mean,
Um,
it could be Ezra because he's been on Dathomir before. He's been possessed by
ooh,
the Night Sisters before,
Ezra's a good choice. Yeah,
and Ezra tries to almost reason with every single, like, I mean, look what he did with the Noti. He tries like his hardest to
right, right, right. It's not
make
going to
like
be what I can tell you is it's not going to be Din or Boba,
no,
it's
not at all.
or Bo-Katan. It's not going to be in the
Yeah,
Mandalorian.
it's not gonna
They
be
got their
any.
own purpose.
It's not gonna be anyone that isn't a force or has like some sort of force sensitivity. I don't think. Like
Yeah.
like,
Well, yeah, because Leia, I mean, even is
but
she's at least has force sensitivity. She's
but
just,
well, I mean,
yeah.
could you say Hera at this point with her hearing the world between worlds as well though?
I don't know if that was just her or her son, man. I don't.
Do you think it was Jason trying to like open up her mind to it?
I kind of think that. I think it was more of like a.
Because I'm all for that. But I definitely will say though too, like, look at Ezra with As Morgan, look at Ezra with Hondo. He always tries to make these like connections work with these bad guys, even though they always
Right.
come to bite him in the ass at some point in time. Hondo is like
Yeah,
one of the
I
ones that
think.
stuck around, but like Lando
I think you're
Calrissian,
right.
like he's always tried to make these connections with these bad people to try and make it work, and I think that's how it's gonna fail.
I love it, man. Ezra is the guy. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think like you're convincing me. Like Ezra is the guy that's got to like step in for the Night Sisters. I think that'd be sick.
I gotta say I'm
So
so glad that he wasn't Marak. Like,
yeah, yeah, I am too. I mean,
although I thought it would have been sick. Although I want this version now, seeing Iman Asfani like how he is as Ezra, I want this way more.
yeah, no, this is better. Yeah, I agree. This is better. I mean, it's just
Give
it
it for
kind of would have
its
been
what
cool,
if.
but at the same time, oh god, here we go again with the what ifs, man. I'm like this is what I'm talking about. Like, I don't need these what ifs. Like, just give me the alternate reality, the
Yeah,
better reality. Luke's
Elseworlds.
Academy, NJO, Vong, you name it. I don't know. A real New Republic that doesn't get blown up by a third Death Star.
I really do hope though that Bloodline is somehow introduced with Heir to the Empire.
Yeah, I
Like I
mean, a
think that'd be a great
bloodline
plot
it
to
needs
have
to
with it.
be. Yeah, I think it's 100% the way it's got to go. Thrawn has got to out Leia, and it's going to cost her, her command, the military.
Yeah, and I think that's also too where it would be like almost like a turning point in the ward, so to speak. Like that would like they wouldn't be as trusting, and the New Republic will go like I know Xiono for a fact will start some shit and probably will make these stupid decisions that's going to cost Coruscant.
Dude, definitely. Xiona's going
Yeah,
to fuck it up for everyone. What a
yeah.
bitch.
I hate that guy
Can't
so much. I
stand
hate
that
him
guy,
so much,
man.
dude.
I already hate him, and it's like we got like
5
less than
minutes.
2 minutes of screen time with him. Yeah, it's like, come on, I can't stand the guy. But
He's just gonna be
all right,
the Frederick
well,
scapegoat.
that's right. He's our new Boris Falia, basically. So yeah. All right, man. I think we should probably wrap it up there. We're about an hour.
Alrighty.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and we'll be back at it probably next week again. So we're
Yeah.
gonna shoot for Sundays, though. I know it's Monday
Yeah.
right now. We had a holiday weekend, but we're gonna shoot for Sundays going forward, guys.
And I'm back, so I won't not be here anymore. I'll be
Right,
be good.
right.
So
You'll be on stream. We'll
yes.
be doing it weekly. So that's the goal here. Weekly streams and more updates with the Dark Force Rising trailer. We're working on an animatic right now, which is just basically a still motion version of what all the shots are going to look like, and then then we'll move into animation.
And what I
Which
gotta
is
say
pretty
too is, from what I've seen, everyone is in for a treat. Like this is gonna be like this
crazy. Yeah,
trailer.
it's
If you
gonna
thought
be
the
epic.
last one was insane, you don't even know what you're in store for this one.
Yeah, this
Like
one goes a little crazier. I didn't know if it would when I was like reading Dark Force Rising, but we're gonna, yeah.
when you first sent me the stuff that you did, not only did I get like teary eyed because I was like, this is insane, but I was like this is going to be so much bigger than we can even imagine.
Oh yeah, oh
It's
yeah. It's gonna
yeah,
be. I'm pumped for it. I'm glad you're
I am too.
excited too. So,
That's where the
a
fun
couple more
begins.
comments real quick. KTH edit says, "I'll be back to next week." Oh yeah, good dude. Right on. Thanks for
With the Dark
joining, man.
Empire. Let's
And
get
with
it.
the Dark Empire profile pic, he knows all about Dark Empire. All right, guys.
All right.
We'll catch you guys later.